Two former Massachusetts State Police troopers have been arrested and charged with getting paid for overtime hours they did not work. WBZ's Beth Germano is live tonight outside federal court with a look at the scheme, which prosecutors say went on for a year. Beth?
Well, it is the second time in recent years that federal prosecutors have alleged a state police overtime fraud scheme. The two men arrested today are accused of embezzling thousands of dollars on the taxpayers' dime.
Federal prosecutors say it was a years-long scheme to fraudulently obtain overtime money. Money they say was federal funding to support highway safety programs like sobriety checkpoints. Former Lieutenant Daniel Griffin and former Sergeant William Robertson allegedly arrived late to their shifts and left early and falsified records.
To create the impression that they were working the entire overtime shift, Griffin and Robertson ensured that their co-conspirators all entered the same false number of hours worked into the system and entered false citation times to make it look like they were working the full 4-hour overtime shift when instead it was something less.
U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling says they profited to the tune of at least $120,000 in taxpayer money and then allegedly shredded and burned documents when they realized authorities were investigating an already erupting overtime scandal involving several troopers from Troop E.
These troopers were paid substantial overtime with taxpayer money that was intended to keep the public safe on the roads. But for much of that time, Griffin and Robertson weren't even on the roads. They just collected the money for not working at all, lied about it internally, and appear to have gone so far as destroying evidence in a federal investigation.
Authorities say Daniel Griffin was also profiting from a private security business on state police time and falsified tax returns to help his children get financial aid to a private school in Belmont. The U.S. Attorney says while the state police has been implementing reforms, this latest federal indictment should send a strong message.
For troopers to engage in this, they have to be operating in a culture where it seems okay to do it. And that's the problem. Removing that culture is how you mitigate this kind of problem in the future.
The U.S. Attorney says the fraud began in 2015 and ended in 2018, the year the Troop E scandal was uncovered. The two men have been released on personal recognizance. Reporting live from outside the federal courthouse in Boston, I'm Beth Germano, WBZ News.